McDonald's, Pepsi, Coca-Cola and Starbucks on Tuesday stopped doing sales in Russia as a rebuke for the war on Ukraine. It's a sudden U-turn for the companies, all of which have major operations in Russia and all of which have faced mounting pressure to temporarily pull the plug. McDonald's closed 847 restaurants, but said it would continue paying salaries to its 62,000 employees in Russia. Paul Musgrave, a political scientist at the University of Massachusetts, Amherst, said the move carried symbolic weight.
When McDonald's moved into the Soviet Union, it was part of a message of opening up and building trust and cooperation between Russia and the West. And now those avenues have all been closed off.
Starbucks is also putting the close sign on hundreds of stores, while Pepsi and Coke announced a raft of suspensions. Pepsi will continue to sell essential products like milk and baby food in Russia. Still, they're joining an exodus of global brands like Adidas, Estée Lauder and Calvin Klein, along with energy giants Shell, BP and ExxonMobil, dealing a blow to Russian President Vladimir Putin and the country's economy.
Apple's low-end iPhone is getting an upgrade, along with a few other products. Apple on Tuesday added 5G connectivity to its low-cost iPhone SE and iPad Air, and introduced a faster chip for a new desktop, a high point in Apple's move to power its devices with microprocessors designed in-house. Apple CEO Tim Cook.
The new iPhone SE brings the advanced features and exceptional performance of A15 to our most affordable iPhone. It's going to be great for existing iPhone users who want a highly capable and compact iPhone, and for new users who want to experience iPhone for the first time.
Apple slightly hiked the price on the iPhone SE to $429 from $399 for the previous model. The new iPhone starts shipping March 18th. The iPhone SE comes with an A15 Bionic chip, which Apple says is the fastest among competition. Apple also introduced a new monitor, the Studio Display, which can be paired with any Mac, including the MacBook Air and MacBook Pro models. That is priced at $1,599. And the iPad Air also got an upgrade, with Apple's M1 chip that was developed for laptops. The company, which has been broadening its services and other products, also said its Apple TV Plus product would begin showing Major League Baseball games on Friday nights. The weekly doubleheader will be available in 8 countries. Now, it just needs the baseball season to actually start.
U.S. stocks fell in a rocky up-and-down session on Tuesday as investors weighed fast-paced developments in Ukraine as the United States banned Russian oil and other energy imports over the invasion. Wall Street unable to rebound after Monday's sell-off, one of the worst in recent memory, CFRA Research's chief investment strategist Sam Stovall.
I think the market is tracing out the design on Charlie Brown's shirt because it really doesn't know what will happen in the next day, week, or month. And so we're simply having traders who are controlling today's market action.
The Dow ended lower again, down 0.5%. The S&P 500 finished almost 0.75% lower, and the Nasdaq dug deeper into a bear market, falling more than 0.25%. Gains in mega-cap growth stocks such as Tesla, Meta Platforms, and Alphabet helped prevent another steep decline for the S&P 500 like the one it saw on Monday. U.S. gasoline prices hit a record high on Tuesday, and energy stocks rose along with them, including the Nasdaq-listed Enphase Energy and SolarEdge Technologies, both closing up more than 10%. And in company news, shares of Caterpillar jumped more than 6.5% after investment bank Jefferies upgraded the construction equipment maker's stock to buy from hold as a hedge against rising inflation. U.S. gasoline prices hit an all-time high Tuesday morning, jumping to $4.17 per gallon, according to the AAA, and prices were expected to keep rising after President Joe Biden announced a ban on Russian oil imports. The most expensive gas in the U.S. is in California, with an average price of $5.34 a gallon, followed by Hawaii, Nevada, and Oregon. Tim Joyce is from Virginia, where gas was $4.19 a gallon.
I got an 8-cylinder engine in here, and I use about $20 every 2 days to try to, I just try to get as much miles as I can out of what I'm doing. But gas prices are going to go up.
Despite the pain at the pump, Joyce says he was in favor of a U.S. ban on oil imports from Russia, even if it meant higher prices.
As far as I'm concerned, we should raise the gas price. Stop importing oil from Russia and put the hurt on them. It's going to make inflation go up even higher, but we got to do what we got to do.
A recent Reuters Ipsos poll of Americans found that 62% of respondents said paying more for fuel because of the Ukrainian crisis was worthwhile to defend another democracy. Analysts consider $4 a gallon to be a psychological trigger for consumers, as rising gas prices takes a toll on household budgets.
And the increase of the gas is keep increasing every day, it's keep going up, so it's affecting my budget, it's affecting everybody.
But there are few ways to mitigate rising prices, as worldwide production has not kept up with demand, and Russia's 7 million barrels of daily oil and fuel exports cannot be easily replaced. Biden has ordered the release of 30 million barrels of oil from the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve to ease price pressure, an amount matched by other large consumer nations, but oil and gas companies cannot increase output in a short period of time.
As the Ukraine conflict escalates, everyday Europeans are feeling the pinch as fuel and food prices continue to rise. The surging price of crude oil has led to the biggest ever weekly jump in gasoline prices at some European service stations, pushing them in some cases above €2 for a litre of unleaded fuel. At this gas station in Madrid, pensioner Alejandro says the cost is absurd. Laundry owner Mayra said her electricity bill has almost tripled.
It has affected us a lot because, first, we had the pandemic with little work and about 70 or 80% losses. Then the price of electricity starts going up. But the problem is that it does not stop going up. Every day it goes up, and it has not only doubled but tripled. We've gone from paying about €400 to €1,000.
In Portugal, Western Europe's poorest country, motorists have been rushing to fill tanks before any more price hikes come in.
The prices are exorbitant, aren't they? More and more people will have to stop driving because not everyone can handle this.
The fear now is that this will hit consumer spending even harder, especially among the low-income households who fared worst during lockdowns, in which they did not benefit from furloughs or faced other hits to their livelihoods. This is all raising the spectre of stagflation, the combination of inflation and economic slowdown commonly associated with the early 1970s, and which central banks and governments find so difficult to cure. The European Central Bank will try to allay fears that prices are spiralling out of control at its meeting this Thursday. ECB Chief Christine Lagarde will aim to prove it can keep a lid on inflation, which had already leapt to a higher than expected 5.8% before the conflict broke out.